Good morning. After being in map testing prison for a little over a week now, I needed some well-needed rest from my Atlas map, so I asked my chat what currently are the hot currency farming methods that do not involve any waste on prep or even going into my maps at all. So today on my stream, the goal was to test out what some of my viewers said is the apparent hidden OP currency farming strat right now, and that is doing expedition logbooks. During the course of 4 to 5 hours, I did 80 logbooks today on my stream, and the results in terms of currency have been pretty amazing. And what's probably the best thing about this farming strategy is how guaranteed the returns are here. Since most of our currency is made coming from the splinters we are selling. So there's actually no RNG involved in this farm at all. During my stream today, some viewers also made me aware of the fact that Vindiction also did a video on this a few days ago, so there is going to be some overlap in information here. If you want to check out his guide on this strategy, that one will be linked in the description down below. Big shout out to him, awesome PV2 content creator. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's get into the results of the 80 logbooks that I did and all of the info you might need to also do this as efficiently as possible. Let's first go over all the numbers and results here. So like I said, I did 80 logbooks in about 4.5 hours on my stream today. All of these logbooks that I did today, I didn't really care about what was on there. So I just went with the cheapest ones that I could buy on trade. So I paid around 150x for any logbook that I did today. There is a few things that you need to see here on these logbooks, and there are some of them that can be way better than other ones, but mainly for this test here, I kind of wanted to show that you can just basically do any logbook as long as it is level 79 area level at the minimum, and you will still be able to profit massively from this. So like I said, there are going to be logbooks that are going to be better than others, but for my test here today, I just did any that I could get my hands on for at the most 150x per logbook. So that was the test today. So 80 logbooks cost me 150x each. That comes down to a cost for this farm for 80 logbooks of 13 divines. We got back in all of the 4.5 hours here. This is going to be our main profit from this farm, and that is the runic splinters. So I got back 5,053 runic splinters, which comes down to almost exactly 60 divines in currency back for this. All of the other stuff kinda is just a little bit of a bonus here, but your main profit from the strategy will always be the runic splinters here. So 60 divines in 4 hours back on just the runic splinters. We also got one div, we got a perfect chaos orb, and we also got a perfect exalted orb. On top of that, we got some random stuff, which comes down to about a divine as well. And then we also got some artifacts, which all of the artifacts combined here will come down to like half a div to maybe maximum 1 div. And then also the exotic coins, which will also almost be 1 div in total. So overall, we have made back 65 divines. So if we deduct the 13 divines we have spent on all the logbooks, this was a net profit of 52 divines in 4.5 hours. This is more than 10 divines an hour, and it was definitely way more than I expected here, because also this is not going to be involving any RNG here, and I will show you in the next section of the video what you should look out for to get the most splinters possible in every single logbook that you are doing. So this is just a very guaranteed way of actually making a good amount of currency if you want to do that. So next thing we're going to talk about is what you should look for in terms of the logbooks if you want to absolutely min-max the strategy, and what you should then do while you are in the logbook to absolutely maximize your runic splinters output. Like I said, in the test of the 80 logbooks today, I basically only went for the cheapest ones that I could find. So I didn't really even check what was on there. And I just had any logbook with any logbook area that was at least level 79. But there is some good ways where you can make sure that the runic splinters you will get in every single logbook that you do is going to be the maximum possible. And those are gonna be the modifiers that are gonna be on the logbook itself. You do not really care about the area the logbook will be in. So whether it is the Barren Atoll, the Frigid Bluffs, or the Losh Isle, you do not care about that. What you will care about is the modifiers that are gonna be on the logbook itself. So you can see on this one, for example, on the Frigid Bluffs area here, this is gonna have the modifier that is gonna have the biggest priority in terms of the logbooks here, and that is the area contains an additional chest markers. This can go from 8 to 16 in this case. This one has 13 additional chest markers, and that will mean that in that area itself, you will have these additional chest markers, and most of these additional chest markers in a lot of cases will be the splinter chests. So that is the, like I already mentioned, this is going to be the most of the profit that you will do in the logbooks. So getting a logbook with additional chest markers is always going to be very, very good. The second priority that you will have in terms of what you look for on the logbooks here, you can see on this Losh Isle map here, is going to be increased number of explosives. This is also basically the same effect here, because if you have more explosives, you can just open up more of the chest markers that are going to be on the map. So every single logbook that you will be doing, you can blow up more chests, and that means you get more currency, you get more of the splinters, you can just blow up way more, and that naturally just means you will have more runic splinters, more currency, whatever there may be. Another thing that you can also go for on the logbooks, which is also going to be very good, is going to be the increased explosion radius, of course. If you get any of these in combination, by the way, so for example, this one has the increased number of additional markers here, and then also it has the increased number of, or the increased expedition explosion radius. So that is going to be basically doubly good for this Frigid Bluffs map, and this will make it so that we will have the ability to get even more splinters from this. So if you're looking for logbooks, and if you want to min-max the strategy, look for the area contains additional chest markers, look for more number of explosives, and as a third, you can also look for the increased explosive placement range and the explosive radius, because all of these will mean that more chests blown up, more splinters, more currency, everything in the logbook will be more like that. So to show that a little bit and to show what to look for in the logbooks itself, next thing, let's go into a logbook and I will show you everything that I'm looking for when I am in the logbook to get as many splinters as possible. So to show this off and to show you what to look out for in the logbook itself, I loaded into this Barren Atoll here. Like I said, it doesn't really matter which area it is. You will just want to look out for the modifiers that are going to be on the logbook. So when we are actually in the logbook, first big priority is going to be these markers right here. So if you are on the map, first thing I mainly do is I just look for all the swirlies that are going to be on the map, and I kind of pre-plan my route a little bit. And then we are mainly going to be looking for these swirlies right here on the map, because that is going to be our most of the profit that we are doing here, because these are the ones that are going to be the chest markers for the runic splinters. The second one is also going to be right here, which is the little chaos orb here, and those ones are going to be the chests that can drop you currency, which can also be a nice little bonus in the logbooks itself. What you need to look out for in terms of remnants right here is going to be this one. That is the priority number one in terms of remnants when it comes to the logbooks, and that is the increased quantity of items found in excavated chest, which actually affects the amount of splinters that you will get from the excavated chest. So when you can get one of these in the remnants, that is going to massively affect the amount of splinters that you can get in every single logbook. And then it's basically about the most efficient route to get the most swirlies that you can get in this logbook right here. So let's go just do this one right here. I will try to do this as efficiently as possible, and you can watch me do this a little bit, what I do in terms of the swirlies and in terms of the remnants that I will be doing here. And then afterwards, we tally up all the numbers in terms of runic splinters. So I've placed all the markers. I think I am able in this one, even without the increased number of explosives, I think I'm only missing one swirly in the bottom left down here, or in the bottom right down here. So I mainly was able to hit every single one here, and also I was able to hit the remnant for the increased quantity right before. So let's do this logbook and see how many splinters we get. One other thing to mention right here is, of course, also we are going to be looking for the underground areas, because all of these underground areas will have additional chests, and in these chests we are, of course, able to get even more splinters. Okay, logbook is done. We got back 79 splinters. We also got some maps here. We got a chaos orb. That is basically what you can expect from the normal logbook right here. So 79 splinters in this case. I did 80 logbooks like I mentioned before here, and we got back 5,000 splinters. So on the median with the logbooks that I did today on my stream was in any single logbook, on the average we got back 62.5 splinters. So in comparison, this was a little bit of an above average logbook right here. So we got back 79 of the splinters. And if we then now go into the currency exchange, we can see that these 79 splinters will net us almost 1 divine, because 1 divine we get 85 splinters, or 85 splinters will be about a divine here. So just this one logbook that I showed here on this video right now will be almost a divine in just the logbook. Like I said, on the median and on the average per logbook today on my stream, I got 62.5 splinters per logbook, because I was basically only doing the ones that I bought for cheap on the trade side. I didn't really care about the absolute min-maxing part about this. I just wanted to test it a little bit out, and I didn't really want to just showcase a video right here with just the absolute best logbooks that you can get, because I feel like if you want to do the strategy, you can just take any logbooks, just go in there, you will always profit. Some will be better, some will be a little bit worse than others. So what you can expect here is always going to be a very, very good profit depending on how the logbooks are going. So that is the showcase of the strategy. I really hope that for some of you, this is going to be a strategy that will net you some good results. And this is very, very easy to do. This is super, super low entry. You can expect very, very reliable results with this farming strategy. So I really hope this is something that a lot of you will really like here. And yeah, that is what is going to conclude this video right here. And I hope, I hope this helped you. Ending's awkward. See you on the next one. Love you. Bye.